Good morning, Denmark 737 project. Welcome. And the other two viewers as well. Welcome. I know this might not be to everybody's cup of tea, and it's probably not what you expect from the Zibo guys, but I'm going to play it a little bit just to have some other fun. I mean, why not? I used to fly the Q400 from FSX days right through P3D, the Majestic one, and now this one. I promise you, I've forgotten almost everything. It is so strange to try and fly this aircraft again. I've done 2 flights before this one now. Okay, so if you want to laugh with me. You're more than welcome, but I'm going to give it a bash. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll practice again. We'll try again. But as far as I'm concerned, next to the Zibo, this is my favorite aircraft in X-Plane. So I just don't have time to fly these other things. I mean, I own so many aircraft, and they all just stand there and they gather dust, just don't get time to fly them. Too busy. So anyway, I'm number 4 in the queue here, it seems. The other guys are all flying the Zibo as usual. So sit back, relax. Let's see what we can do. If it works, it works. Anyway, thank you for taking the time to join me. I do appreciate that. We don't seem to have ATC right now. This is our route. It's a short route. It's 262 nautical miles, according to Navigraph, as it shows it there. I lost where they put the distance, and then somebody told me yesterday under options there it shows you the distance. So for anybody asking, that's where you can go and look. Anyway, so that's it. That's the plan. Oh, and there's ATC. That's probably Jan again. Good. Oh. All right. Jan, if it's you, thank you very much. I'll have a look just now, but let's see. No, it's not Jan. No. Yeah. Right. I'm going to start with all the loadings and everything. I don't know if you guys know this aircraft. It would be nice to hear your comments on it and things like that, so feel free. Morning, Jan. I see you've got competition on the tower this morning there. I thought it was you, but it's not. Anyway, does not matter. We've got the ATC. Yeah, got it. Right, so let's quickly have a look. See our total packs today. That's fine. Go wait for us on the other side if you can. I don't know if you're allowed, but just a suggestion. I'm going to be a while because I'm flying the Dash 8, by the way. Explain 11 Fun. Good morning. I'm not sure if you're asking or telling, but anyway, I use the Alpha and the Bravo token throttles. Right, where were we? We were looking at the number of passengers. Packs 55. 55 of them today. And look at the cargo. 1725. Always 1725. I think there's a bug in my VA with this one. I'm going to have to go check it because that's not supposed to be 1725 all the time. 55 times 25 should be 1375. Yeah. Anyway. Right, the endurance, we're looking at 1 hour 10. 1 hour 10. Total fuel 2595, and that gives us all the rest of the right. Now, one of the nice things, let me show you. One of the nice things about having the paid version of WebFMC So I actually get the Dash 8 FMC right here in STKP as well. That was a surprise. I clean forgot about the fact that you will get other FMCs with it, and I clicked on it the other day when I did my flight. So, wow, okay, nice. Just makes it a little bit easier. I had to go off the world map. I see I get little update stutters, and I can only assume at this time it's STKP. It's strange. I didn't have it yesterday, not that I know of. And this morning it's now like kind of holding me back a little bit, but we'll see. We'll confirm now in the next 10 minutes. If I don't have stutters, we'll know. So confirm the load, start the loading, and there we go. So now it's going to take 10-15 minutes to load, which is enough time for me to hopefully set up everything. Right, so we've got the GPU on the outside. I've got my settings set to auto-connect the GPU once my parking brake goes on. Right, and then the rest settings over there. Right. I'm so used to the Boeing flows. Okay, so anybody that flies the Dash 8 or knows better than me will understand that this is not really the way to do it, but I pretty much feel comfortable doing it this way, so I just keep on doing it this way. Set. Fine. Get some air in. I can breathe. And now the aircraft's just going through all the startup processes and getting life into it. One of the interesting things is the, let's call it the design philosophy or the design path taken by FlyJsim, which is different to the Majestic one. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I can't remember too much detail, but I remember there's quite a few things these guys do different. And when I first started flying the Q4XP, I had to really concentrate to get things done. And one of the things that I do want to mention is, and I'm waiting, by the way, we've got in the Zibo team, we've got a real world dash pilot as well. So I'm waiting for him to come and help me later today. I want to just run through everything with a real guy, so we can just cross the T's and dot the I's again. But one of the things I believe, and I might be wrong, but I believe that the Majestic, actually the version I have, it switches from LNAV, ENAV onto the ILS source automatically when you get to the ILS. And I didn't know it with this one, and I forgot. I was trying to get this ILS to work. I eventually caught a bit of a wake up there, so I'm hoping it'll be successful today. I'm not sure. STKP is not. It doesn't seem to be the source of the FPS issue. It's like and it's not really FPS issue. It's just lag. It's like there's something else running on my system. I don't know if it's a Windows update or a virus scan or something is just lagging me. I hate it. Because I should have rebooted my machine. Morning, Anthony. When I first noticed it, but it's too late now. I'm just gonna press through. How are you, Anthony?
All good, and you?
Lekker. LYBE, I think, was the destination. LYBE, yes. Right, and just as a matter of interest, this is also the latest xEnviro that I'm trying to use now. We're on beta 17 of 4 already. Hello, Umar. Oh, you know what? I go and do all that and I don't take a note. 1018. Luck is stupid. 1018. Right. Flying with Anthony.
I am.
Very quiet. Did you put your mic above your head again?
No. How's that sound? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, a little better. Just going to boost you anyway. You're on 200% now. Right, so we've got that one set up. We want to go to 30 on the altitude. And altitude select. Right, and we want to go to indicate the airspeed. I will update this later, but I'm just going to, for the heck of it, set it to 150 right now. And then we want to go to nav lock. Okay, well, that's not going to help us because we're not in the right source. Nav source, FMS1. On nav. There we go. Okay. So it's interesting when I watch some of the videos and stuff on YouTube because I was trying to pick up on the tips and tricks, how everybody does it differently. Now, me, I'm used to doing it this way because the moment I put my gear up, I can immediately activate my autopilot. And then this thing goes nav. You're going to have to speak to Val dudes about this cockpit, Alex. He did his magic, yeah. Morning, Alex. Anyway, so there's so many different ways of doing it. You can do it any which way, but this way, it's like flying a Boeing. Literally, that's how I figured it out. So I just go, click, autopilot, nav goes, woohoo, there's TCAS. Oh, heck, it finally works. Awesome. Oh, if I switch it on auto, it doesn't. Oh, it's probably because I'm on the ground then. You see, now TA is on. It's actually on. If it's auto, okay, that's interesting. That's something new. Right, so we've got the decision night. We've got all of that. Now, as we load, as everything happens, we've only got 10 guys on board yet. That's fine. It's giving me a time to work. What we can do is right here is a click button. We can click it and it gives all the V speeds and stuff. But this is going to change with the load. So as the load increases here, we're going to have to press this again. But this is a nice shortcut just to click there. You see, it's already changed just there. So far so good. I think we've done all of it. Yeah, now quickly see 122.8. Yeah, that's fine. Let's switch to power. Let's see if we can hear him. Ljubljana, tower, Skymatix 001, radio check.
Skymatix 001, Ljubljana tower, dobro jutro, dobro on radio 5.
Thank you very much and good morning, sir. Right. Okay, so we're halfway there, I think. Right, now it's time to program this baby. But
Skymatix 04, runway 12, clear for takeoff, wind calm.
Clear for takeoff, thank you, sir. 12 for Skymatix 04.
Flight summary. Okay, so I'm going to do it from here, best I can, because all the information is here. Right, so it just makes it easier than to go and try and do it here in the cockpit. So first things first, 0 fuel weight. $23,902. Major lag. Sorry, guys. Probably going to complain a little bit more about that as we go on. I hate this lag. 2595.
Good morning.
Morning, Rakan.
Morning,
What's up?
Sisso. It's Rakan.
Hello.
Hello, Sasa.
Hello, Anthony. Hello, Sasso.
Hello, Akan.
Rakan.
Hello, everybody else who are upstairs, and also someone in YouTube.
Right, okay, I see we've got a change of plan. He wants us, but let me ask him. Ljubljana Tower, good morning again. Skymatix 001. Can we have runway 12 for takeoff, or is that not allowed?
Skymatix 001, currently due to traffic situation, runway 12 is available.
Thank you so much. All right, we're going to take runway 12 then for takeoff. Yeah, that just helps me a little bit, because then we've got this straight out, you see.
Skymatix 04, November 80 ahead, monitor Unicom 122.8, ciao.
122.8 for Skymatix 04. Thank you for the coverage, sir. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Right, you move vectors. We don't so much really care for the vectors.
We don't care.
No, he probably just going to take it out anyway. So, you know what? Let's delete it. It's vectors, then what we're going to do is VBA. Right. There. Right, so here. In the arrival, we're going to do city right, so it's number 4. See? Is it better? RIGMU 2 Delta. Oh, I'm not streaming this side. Here you go.
And you?
Approach, this will be an ILS for runway 34. Or ESOC. That's the transition. Enter and I plan. So ESOC. Okay. Right.
Where you going, Nico?
LYBE. Is
Okay.
Belgrade?
Double check the distance. Double check the distance. When you load up the route, which runway did you put? The LS?
30.
The 3? Yes. Double check the total ground distance. I don't know if there is a prog page here or something similar. Just double check.
I'll try find it now, but one of the things I know is that it should be 262 nautical miles.
Exactly. So it's an Iraq problem. Lori just got the same problem
Okay.
with the runway 30 right. He got something like 2096 nautical miles
Oh,
between two waypoints. So the Iraq is wrong. He's not taking into account the right waypoint. Okay?
I'm with you.
Yeah, so if you continue just before the runway point,
Mhm.
between the runway point and the other one, at the end there in the arrival, just before runway 30 right,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
gonna
going.
have a massive distance. You see, look there. Probably between those two, when there is no information about the vertical profile, you're gonna have a massive distance.
Okay. Let's see if
For
we
some
can.
reason. If you move to the ILS 1 to left,
Yeah, wait.
then you're gonna be good.
Okay, if I need to, yeah, if I need to. Okay, it hasn't given me all the information yet. So there's 102, there's 97.
Yeah, the beginning is fine.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
later
reading
on.
through it. Tupok, there's Tupok, Visok Tupok. Okay, it gives 0 nautical miles, 0 nautical miles. I don't seem to have it. So not according to what I can see now. I don't seem to have it.
Well, but if you go, do you have a general distance or something similar? Like,
There are two places that I know of where you can see kind of something about distance, which will be this page, these nav pages. So let's just work through them. No, it's not going to be there. Then in the fuel pages, usually this place, it gives you there 331 nautical miles.
so that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems okay. So now, it's just strange how it displays there. I had to quickly figure out how that works. But anyway, that's okay. Right, good. So that means flight plan is done. We can go back to our normal view. Right. That's about it. All right. So for the rest, it's much of a muchness. Let's transfer this thing to the other FMC as well. Then we can set up that side. All right. So let's put it. Right, so this source would be FMC2. That's correct.
Ljubljana, good morning. Skymatix 356 at stand 32. Request IFR clearance is found.
Skymatix 356, Ljubljana Tower, dobro jutro, good morning. You're cleared to destination Belgrade. Runway 12, climb via LUPIX to Echo departure to 6,000 feet, squawk 1000.
Cleared to Belgrade, departure runway 12, departure LUPIX to Echo, squawk 1000, Skymatix 356.
Skymatix 356, readback correct, startup approved, QNH 1018.
Alright, so let's start our
Startup approved, QNH 1018, Skymatix 356.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Winching strap and adapter in position, release parking brake when ready to start pushback.
Okay, we actually don't need the dark. Now that I think about it, we can go straight forward. Go straight forward. We don't need the dark. That's just the auto setting that brought him, so we might as well send him away.
Disconnecting though, stand by.
Thank you so much. It's amazing, Sasso. Look at this.
What?
We've got 8 viewers on YouTube. Good morning, 8 viewers.
Good morning.
The people don't
Hello.
like me. They don't like it if I don't do the Zebo.
You see? You see?
Anyway, let's update these ones. Right, so that's fine. Right. Okay, I better start asking for my clearance and things as well, eh? Otherwise, I ain't going nowhere.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. Visit Slovenia again and have a nice flight.
Thank you. Right, Ljubljana Tower. Good morning again. Skymatix 001 requesting IFR clearance to Belgrade.
Skymatix 001, good day again. You're cleared to destination Belgrade. Runway 12, climb by LUPIX to Echo departure to 6,000 feet, squawk 1000.
Squawk 1000, Loopy 2, Echo departure Skymatix 001. Sorry, 001.
Skymatix 001, readback correct, and initial climb 6,000 feet. When ready, startup approved, QNH 1018.
QNH 1018, startup approved, and we'll report ready for taxi, Skymatix 001. Right, so let us go check this thing. This needs to be 1000. Then, right, that should be it. Yes, it's taken it. Ah, okay. Welcome. Good. Excellent, Jan. Right, so that should be it. Then, now for the big story. You can come off. Beacon is on already. Strange behaviors is this thing. Then, oh, you know what? I never checked my landing altitude. It's 336 watts. Somewhere there. Okay, so see if we can start this baby. Tell you what, so you watching?
Yeah.
If I sit at this window and nothing starts spinning like that, I'm going to lean back in my chair, I promise you.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm
Same,
going to
man.
make sure my back is way back.
Just in case.
Oof. I saw, it was a couple of months or a year or so ago, it was a prop that came out from one of these and it went through the fuselage, or a piece of the prop at least.
Yeah, there was something. Yes, I remember.
I will wet myself. Promise you. Okay, so far so good. We did a few things right. So there's the taxi light. Parking brake is off. We'll just hold on there. We need anything else. It's just this flip and lag. It lasts for a few seconds and then it goes away. Next time I see it, I'm definitely going to restart. I was just too lazy. Something's hitting me. And you know what? Uncle John had it when he came into land here yesterday. And when we went back, it was gone again as well. Strange. Okay, so what we want is all of these Magodis and Magad
request taxi.
need to be
Skymatix
on.
356, taxi via Papa Alpha to holding point Kilo, runway 12.
Taxi via Papa Alpha, holding point Kilo, runway 12. Skymatix 356.
Okay, let me see my taxi. Alpha Kilo. Ljubljana Tower, Skymatix 001, ready for taxi. Oh, it's stuck. Something's happened. Hold on. Apologies, sir. Apologies, my TX button got stuck. Skymatix 001.
Skymatix 001, roger, no problem. Hold position. Give way to Boeing 737, taxiing on your right and behind traffic. Follow traffic via Papa Alpha to holding point Kilo, runway 12.
Thank you, sir. We have the traffic and we will follow behind the traffic. Papa Alpha to holding point Kilo for runway 12, Skymatix 001. I like this ATC guy as well, eh, Jan? You guys are really good over there. We like flying with you, man.
Good morning, Tower. Skymatix 008, requesting IFR clearance to Belgrade.
Skymatix 008, Ljubljana Tower, good morning, dobro jutro. You're clear to destination Belgrade, runway 12, climb by LUPIX to Eco departure to 6,000 feet, squawk 1000.
Squawking 1000, cleared for Belgrade as foul, departure runway 12, LUPIX to Elko, initial altitude 6000, Skymatix 008.
Skymatix 008, read back correct, startup approved, QNH 1018.
Startup approved, 1018, Skymatix 008.
I'm using a different lever for my tiller. And do you have any idea how difficult it is to remember? Every now and then I go grab the wrong lever. Beautiful mountains. Look at those clouds there. You ever flew the Dash 8 in real world?
Skymatix 356, runway 12, clear for takeoff, wind 110 degrees, 4 knots.
Skymatix 356, cleared for takeoff.
Skymatix 001, holding short, runway 12.
Skymatix 001, roger, slight departure in 2 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Alright, so that's how we put the squawk on. Yeah, squawking Charlie.
Skymatix 001, line up runway 12 and wait.
Line up runway 12 and wait, Skymatix 001.
Skymatix 356 airborne, passing 2,600 feet.
Skymatix 356, roger, monitor Unicorn 122.8, have a nice flight, ciao.
Unicorn 122.8, thank you for the service and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, ciao. Skymatix 001, runway 12, cleared for takeoff, wind 110 degrees, 2 knots.
Runway 12, cleared for takeoff, Skymatix 001. Wow. They're trying to follow that flight director. There we go. Autopilot's on.
Skymatix 001, no radius ahead, monitor Unicorn 122.8, have a nice flight, ciao.
And thank you for your service, sir. We'll see you next time, Skymatix 001.
Thank you very much, ciao.
Beautiful area. Wow. It really is. Morning, Neil. I don't know why they changed it from red to white, but anyway, I've got to do that.
Hungarian 115
my
for
landing
flight level 370.
lights. Anyway, morning, Christer. Morning, Rob. One of the interesting things is if I take the beacon to white, like the checklist says, then my bars is moaning, my beacon lights off. So good, Scotsman. Lovely playing this. Man, I love it. I love it. I just need to learn it again. It's one of those things. Scotsman, when I read through all the checklists and stuff, it starts with red, and when you go onto the runway, it turns to white. So I'm waiting on one of our Zibo team pilots. He flies the Dash 8 in the real world to come and help me today. He said he'll come and chat with me, and then we'll go through better procedures and stuff, because it's very confusing. The information that I have available to me is totally conflicting. If you speak to the one simmer, he says one thing. If you speak to the other simmer, he says another thing. You read the one checklist, then you read the other checklist. They seem to be similar to a certain extent, but there's nothing like talking to a real pilot. That's why Sasso is Sasso. You know.
Yeah.
Real pilot knows, man. And one of the things that seems to be a critical point that the people fight about is whether to auto feather on the approach or not. And the checklist says yes, but the sim pilot says no, you don't do that. So I don't know. I'm confused. I'll wait for the real guy to come and show me, and then, I'll make my own checklist if I have to, to memorize things for myself. But anyway, it's not something that makes me fall out the sky. So I pretty much don't really care. And I don't fly this thing every day, so it would be nice to know, but I'm also not going to cry if I don't know. I can only do what I can do. But one thing is for sure, this is really nice. Subtle differences between the Majestic and the Q400, subtle things that I've picked up, but not the end of the world. See, like for instance, in the Majestic, you set up your top of descent. You click there on the TO button, and then you get your list to choose from where you want to descend to, kind of a thing. On this one, you need to click over here. There are small little things I pick up. We'll do that once we're in the cruise. There's different phases. Currently, I'm in the climb phase. So I pressed that button. You can see we're in the climb phase. And I'm right on the power. So it doesn't matter where these things are. There's your computer controlling it. And then, I mean, if you put this too far to the front, the other problem that you have is bleeds. We're climbing through 10,000, and if we don't have oxygen at the back, the cars are going to keel over, you know. So you've got to manage all these kind of things. Oh, I'm ringing. Hold on. I'm back. Paul?
Yeah.
Just a quick question. It is a joke, but have you ever thought of getting this aircraft? Just wondering.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Well, I got my fingers burnt. Was it the A300? I flew it once.
Okay.
And that was, I don't know, a couple of quid, I think, at the time. The excuse I use is that I haven't got any spare room in my head for any more aeroplanes other than the one.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a joke. Because, look, I'm serious. I'm asking a serious question, but I don't want to put you on the spot. And I know there was some feedback, you know. So, yeah, I know that you prefer to stick to the one, which is fine. I just wanted your input. Yeah.
I mean, you guys raving about it, you know, it does get me interested.
I'm loving it.
Sometime, you know, maybe.
Yeah.
Jordan was raving about a little business jet the other day. That looked very nice.
You know which one?
Not off the top of my head. I know it could go like the clappers and cruise at, I think, 450, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Challenger 650, maybe? I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
Could have been. I don't know. You know, whenever you guys enthuse about any of the aircraft, it kind of gets me interested. You know, when Mac talks about his the thing that lands on Barra on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that kind of intrigues me a little bit as well. It also, you know, gets me quite interested about, you know, you've got to fly these prop things into the runway, haven't you? More than any kind of flaring business. That kind of intrigues me of what, you know, what the difference might be and why that's the case.
Absolutely.
I don't quite get it, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a question for you, Matt.
Well, herein lies the problem. Let me show you. This thing has no airfoil. This is a missile, okay? This is not an airplane. So the moment those props stop turning or lose its power, you fall like a rock. Your glide ratio is probably 0 to 1. You know, for every foot you're up, you're going to go down straight. There's no glide. You understand? It's just going to nosedive. So if you go down, you've got to have your speed in the right position, because otherwise you simply lose lift. That's it. That's why you fly it into the ground, because if you pull back the power too soon, it's a rock. You're going to crash. That's the problem. But we're almost
I wonder if
at altitude.
Sorry, Nick. I wonder if the high wing and high engines make a difference there as well.
I think so. I think in terms of aerodynamics, it all counts to the fact that, you know, there's a way to land it. And the way to land it is you've got to have power.
It's also the diameter of the propeller as well.
Yeah, that's why it's high up, because those propellers are huge.
No, but it's also, it's like once you land and you put it into fine pitch, it's like you put two huge discs to reduce drag.
Yeah, this thing, I don't even use the reverse on it. You don't have to. The moment you go into your idle phase, past flight idle here in this area here, you already braking. The moment these things wind down, they're braking. Literally braking it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So you've got to be very careful.
Yeah, just good.
I managed to figure out this standby power thing on landing, Mac. I'll show you if I can remember to do it correctly when we land. It's actually not that difficult to do, but basically you have your power here at 850. You press that little button over there. There's a message that comes up here, which I can't remember what it says, and then you push those two power levers straight forward. So you're going to remain at 850 in power, but it's going to be on standby. So if there is an emergency and you press your power levers forward, it's going to kick in. It's going to go like change gear, and then you go again. Oh my goodness, yeah, the muscle memory. Alex, as long as you laugh with me, buddy, then it's okay. You're right, Scotsman. This plane keeps you on your toes, man. I've watched Q8 pilot and another guy fly this thing just to refresh my memory. Again, two different styles, completely different styles. The one was flying, Q8 was flying this one, Osama, this one, and the other guy was flying the Majestic. Totally different styles, So I want to see, you know, if I combine them a little bit and maybe figure out my own way, yeah, what will happen. Anyway, let's talk about this situation about the top of descent now. All right, so I already told you, in Majestic, you click over there, you get your list. This one, you click over here. So there's your list. This is all the possible places you can descend to. Now, we want to be at JA. So we want to go to number 4. And we need to be, that's the intercept platform altitude, right? So we're just going to enter that. Okay, so now JA is the 2, and now we can put our vertical speed. So let's go for 1,800. You have to click there first. 1,800, enter. All right, and there it tells you top of descent, 184 nautical miles, 32 minutes. Scotsman, you know what? Now this is my third flight in like 3 days. Okay, could be the 4th now that I think of it. It doesn't matter. It's not more than that. Okay. Now that I've done it a few times again, I can get this thing going in 10 minutes. So it's easy. Once you first get the understanding, it's not that difficult. But to switch from the Boeing mindset into this mindset, oh my goodness, that's the biggest hurdle to entry, I promise you. It's crazy. But once you've broken through, you're okay. You're welcome. Yeah, so Scotsman, all you do is you click there on VNAV, and you go to you put in your details, put in your vertical speed, and then you should get your top of descent showing. You see, it's going to be a little circle thing as well. It's not that thing. It's not that one. But you'll see as we get closer, there is a little notice that tells you about the PD. See, now what you can do now is you can already start setting up. So we can click and hold, it's faster. 32,800 or something. What's it to 840? Just get the chart up quickly. I don't think we can dial to 840. That's the only problem. I don't know why they don't make it a rounded figure to 840. 840. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. Oh, there's 28. Right? So that's our descent to, and then we click that one. Now, one of the interesting things is you can manage your power down, or you can actually use the IAS, and it's like a level change that you do. You can specify your speed, and then you just manage your power. And I want to see how that all works.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Ah, there we go. Hello, Mark. How are you?
Nico, how are you?
I'm doing okay. You're very quiet, by the way. I'm going to boost you best I can. How are you doing?
And also take the microphone a bit closer. It's
That
better
helps.
now?
Yeah, much better, much better. I was telling everybody you're going to come around today. I was telling everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I see you're already happily dashing around the skies.
Yes. This is like my third or fourth flight in 3 days now, just to try and get back into it, right?
Okay, it's a whole different airplane compared to Zibo, huh?
Absolutely. But the problem is the mindset. You know, I want to fly like a Boeing, and then I forget certain small little things. And the one thing, I swear, and I mean, I might be totally wrong here, but as far as I know, the Majestic Dash 8, when you come into the ILS, it goes automatic from LNAV, ENAV onto ILS. This one, you've got to change the source manually. So I don't know if you've got any experience with the simulator models, but, you know, that's something that's really bugging me, you know, how I should do it.
I never flew the Majestic, but I've flown the FlyJsim you're currently flying now as well. Actually, both models are correct. There is a custom option. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Enhanced Navigation Package or so. And the feature you're looking for is the nav to nav transfer. That's what it's called.
Yes.
So whenever you have an ILS tuned and also set up, when you can press the approach button on the, let's say in Boeing terms, it's called the MCP.
Yeah.
And then it will activate, or it will arm the approach mode, even though you're still in the magenta world. And I don't know how they simulated it here. It could be that you must change the navigation mode to the blue world, but that's also not a big issue because sometimes we start the approaches just with the localizer mode, and there it doesn't work. So you have to arm the approach mode first. And if you don't want to fly the glide slope right from the start, then you just press heading select. You just continue on the heading for a short while, change the nav source, and then press localizer. So it's not a big deal.
But now you and Scotsman are talking the same thing. So let me show you how I do it. Okay, Scotsman, pay attention. You're watching my stream, Mark?
Yeah.
Right. So if you press and hold the format button, okay, it puts you into like a standby mode for ILS. So if I look at my ILS chart now, okay, what I can do is I can go set my frequency 1099. Okay, that's done already. But now I can change my course freely. So it needs to be at 297. All right, so it's not influencing me. 7, and then when I'm done, I'm just going to press and hold the format button again. So my ILS is now set up. I don't have to go to heading mode or do any other fancy gymnastics, you know, while I'm trying to set up and so on.
Yeah, that's correct. We could try something. If it has this fancy navigation package, normally you would set it up for the co-pilot as well. But this time you could just leave it like that. And when you come into a 50-mile radius of the airport, you will get the option on the FMS to arm the approach.
Okay.
And when you press that, then there will be some things appearing on the PFD if you have this package installed, or if the FlyJsim has the package. I don't remember right now.
Yeah.
And it will automatically set the course to the one which is provided by the nav data.
Yeah.
So you could just leave it like that for the moment, like at 302, and then we will see later on when we come closer to the airport if it will automatically set it, because then you don't need to set up the course basically.
Yeah. I'm with you, but now, in my first flight, I was happily flying on Magenta on LNAV, and I pressed my approach button and it didn't take my LS. Just flew by.
Oh, okay. So probably it won't have it. Yeah. Okay. Then of course it makes sense to set it up. Here on the co-pilot side, since the HSI selector is set to the captain side, you could theoretically also switch the nav source and then tune it like that without having to change the navigation display.
Yeah. I like it. For me, it's like gimmicky, it's nice gimmick, nice toy, we got it. All right, so let's go back this way. All right, we have 1099. All right, this one is set to VOR. Why is that one now on a VOR and not? Should we tune ILS there as well? Is that what you're saying to me?
Yes, the right-hand display uses the information from VOR too.
Okay. 109. Right, ILS 199. Okay. Scotsman, you got to pay attention, buddy. I'm going to show you a couple more nice things that I picked up. There we go. So now we're back in that one. Okay, then Mark, the other fight that the simmers are into when it comes to the Dash 8, okay? Doesn't matter which version. Auto feather during approach. Some people say, oh, no, you have to have it on. Other people say, oh, you're mad, you're going to kill yourself. Don't put it on. What do you do in the real world? Do you have auto feather on for landing, or is it just for takeoff?
We leave it off, just for the takeoff.
Just for takeoff, okay. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, that's answered quite a few questions. Wow.
Yeah, I see that you have the VNAV page also set up.
Yeah. I love my VNAV page. The difference between this one and the Majestic, for instance, is in the Majestic, you click the TO button and then you get your list. In this one, you've got to click this button to get your list. Then you just go pick the one, set up your VS, and you're good to go,
Okay.
So I don't know how you do it in the real world, but that is a subtle difference that I did pick up between the two models.
The difference between this standard page, this VNAV page 1, and the V2 is that it will respect the step-down fixes. That means if you have a fix, for example, to be at 10,000 feet, and then the next one to be at, let's say, 5,000 feet. Right now, where it says next runway 30, let's imagine that would be the fix for 5,000 feet, where it currently says minus 1847. Yeah, you see the rate doesn't really, it changes a bit, but this is the rate you would need from the first to the second fix. And the vertical 2 page, this VTO, where you go to, that's always a direct 2. That means from present position, you would need this rate to go to 5,000 feet without respecting the 10,000 feet first.
Okay. I'm not clever enough for that yet.
It will come.
It's
a bit different than on the Boeing, and to be honest, not many people use it, this VNAV page.
Yeah.
And also the VNAV function here on the FMA, it's not really that good because it doesn't really respect speed constraints. That means there's no decel point. For example, it's just a geometric descent you are planning there. Yeah. And also in the relay plane, if you use the VNAV function, it's not really coded nicely. So the plane will often just change the pitch every now and then for, 5 5-7 seconds, it will pitch up plus 2 or 3 degrees, and then we go down again, and we pitch up again. So it's oscillating with the pitch a bit. That's what it makes it not so nice. Yeah.
Well, in the sim, I haven't picked up on that, so I kind of like using it.
Yeah, then go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Scotsman Neil, my pilot friend here, his name is Mark. He says thank you to you, Mark.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. Hello to all of the viewers and also to the guys here in the room.
Yeah. So nice to have you here. I wasn't sure when you were coming, but I was looking forward to it. You've answered a lot of questions already, man.
Okay.
The other thing I've picked up is that one of the guys on one of the streams I was watching on the Majestic, he uses IAS during the descent. Okay. What's the best way of doing your descent? Because I just pull back on my power. I go down to maybe 30% on the torque, and just let it ride it out. How do you manage the descent properly?
Yeah, that's science for itself. It's not that difficult, like on a jet, for example, because the dash it can go down on a steeper profile than 3 degrees. Yeah. So typically, if you just plan with 3 degrees, you will never have an issue with getting the speed back, because you don't have any speed brakes on this plane, and the first speed you could set the flaps is below 200 knots. That's the flap blackout limit for the first stage of flaps, and also for the gear. So that means above 200 knots you cannot really do anything. Above 10,000 feet, obviously you can speed up, but then I guess you noticed already that the red bar comes in at some point. That's because of the they did some certification with the windscreens, and obviously for bird strike, some bird strike issues, they just lowered the speed limit below 8,000 feet. So it starts to come down at 10,000 feet, and then it will reach 245 knots at around 8,000 feet. And internally it calculates with the 1013 value on the QNH. So whenever you set it on 1013, it will be exactly at flat rate 0 or flat rate 100. Typically most of the people, they just use vertical speed. Like 1,800 feet, 1,500 feet. If you want to do an idle descent, you would start off at 2,200 feet per minute, and then later on reduce the rate a bit. That typically sets you up really good. But then you also have to know what's the shortest distance you can expect from ATC, because if you get a further shortcut, then you're a bit high and you cannot really do anything. That's a bit bad, and therefore most of the people, they just aim for 3 degree descent like you did now with the vertical speed minus 1,800 feet. That's, I would say, pretty reasonable. Later on, if you're getting a bit more advanced with the plane, then you can also try a steeper descent with idle power. But I think for the first time here, I would accept just keeping the power in. That's what most people do anyway. They don't bother. They just keep the power in a bit. That's it.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Will you be able to stick around a little while, or you?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm already excited for the approach and landing.
Yeah, I love the Dash 8, man. Well, in FSX and P3D, I used to fly this thing on and on, drive myself mad with it. I knew a lot more than now. Now it's coming back slowly.
I guess it's like riding the bicycle. At some point it will come back and then it will stick again.
Yeah. My big problem, Mark, it's the Zibo project. And I'm saying problem, loosely. Don't mean it's a problem. It's that it keeps me too busy. I've got my business, I've got the family, and then I've got the Zibo. I don't get time to really fly all these other nice aircraft.
Yeah, actually, I would love to be to fly the Zibo more often now. But if you fly two different types, it's really hard to keep updated on both types. And often I see the Boeing on the apron, and I really would like to go in there and do some testing and do some pictures and videos. But it will come at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What's the best landing flaps? Because I like landing on 15.
Yeah, that's also the default flap setting. Here on the right side, you see the GPWS landing flap selector. So the manufacturer approves three stages of flaps for landing, 10, 15, and 35. But with most operators, landing with flaps 10 is not authorized because then you need to pitch. You have a quite high pitch on landing, and there is a risk. 7 point something degrees, if you do a really hard landing and the struts, they compress all the way in, and then at 7 point something degrees, the tail could already touch the ground. So we have a limit. Typically landing is done with 3 to 4 degrees. 5 degrees is also acceptable if you have an upslope, and then at 6 degrees we always call out the pitch during the landing. So we would call out 4 degrees, 5 degrees, and 6 degrees. With 6 degrees, the other pilot needs to already correct then the pitch and not raise it anymore, and then adjust the power. So add in a bit more power to help the flare. And with flaps 10, you would have a really high pitch setting. That's why it's not authorized for many people. Flaps 35 is also sometimes used if you have a really short runway or with the steep approach. So, for example, if you land in London City, there you have a really steep approach. Of course, you will land with flaps 35.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Scotsman, what the hell are you talking about now? Where's my toy plane? Oh, there it is. Ooh, I didn't know. Okay, so where did it go to? Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Yeah, those are the finer things, Mark, that I'm glad you're here for.
Those things that keep you awake during the night, huh?
Yeah. There's top of descent, Scotsman. You see, top of descent.
Do you know how to step through the flight plan on the navigation display? Okay.
Yes, I figured that out. For the longest time, it didn't work in this aircraft. And then it started working. And yeah, no, I always do it. I cannot fly if I didn't step through, I promise you. This morning, we had an incident with one of the other guys flying the Zebo. I don't know how he did it or what happened. Sasso says he thinks it's an air rack problem from Navigraph.
Okay.
I don't know because I'm not in the aircraft. I didn't see it. He had something like 2,000 nautical miles difference between the final approach fix and the one just before that. You know, so it's like it chose the wrong waypoint. And so I obviously stepped through mine. I didn't have it. It was 311, I think, nautical miles that. You know, my one showed, so it looks fine to me. I didn't see any problems. My lines were drawn proper. There was no issue for me.
Maybe he entered the route just with the legs page, and he know when you enter a station, which is where there are, let's say, 2 or 3 stations on the planet, and you can choose which is the closest one. Maybe he choose the farthest one or so.
Yeah. This page 2 of the fuel page, is something I only discovered yesterday. Trust me. If I've seen it before, I can't remember. But yesterday I was looking at, look, it actually gives you all the necessary information. It's like the proc page in the Boeing, you know.
Yeah.
And there's the VNAV part. Now I've got both of them here. It's easy. And I don't know if you saw this. Let me just put the STKP back on there. With STKP now, I've got the payware WebFMC. So I've actually got the FMC here in STKP, and I can switch between the 2 sides. You see? So it's really nice.
The moment I just see the X-plane.
Oh, hang on. You're looking on Discord. Shabbat. Wait. Let me change my share screen. Okay, tell me if you can see it. No, you won't be
just
able
open the screen.
No.
With the
you-
stream, I can see it. That's sufficient.
Wait. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Oh, I see it,
There
yeah.
it is. Okay. So I can literally jump now between the two. See?
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
First
Also that you
officer
have
and
the option, I think with the web FMC, you could also open it up on a tablet or on a
Oh,
phone.
yeah, on my phone. I can go sit in the garden if I want to. Yeah. Helps a lot. Okay, I'm just going to switch the screen back. Speed. Yeah, Scotsman. Lots of man hours has gone to Zebra now. Please don't. We love you. We don't want you to go to hospital now. He says there's so much information, he's going to explode.
Okay.
Yeah, I can get used to flying this aircraft again, man. Really, it's just nice.
Yeah, in some ways it's more modern than the Boeing, but in some other ways it's also more antique, I would say.
Yeah. Win some, you lose some.
You always get a package with those airliners.
Okay, now silly question, just for my own curiosity. Why don't you auto feather on the approach?
Yeah, I still have the question in mind. Let me look up a very good answer at the moment in the books.
Okay.
I come back to you.
Okay. Because in my mind, if you use it for takeoff for the reasons they stipulate, and you have to do a go around, aren't you doing just another takeoff? This is just something that's one thing that keeps me up at night. Promise you.
Yeah, that's right. I think it has to do with the climb gradients there. Because sometimes when we do the steep approach, we have to follow a different. We have to follow the engine fail procedure basically when we do a go around then with just one engine left.
Okay. Well, Scotsman, I'm glad you're on the stream, man. I'm glad you're witnessing this. Right, we've got 7 minutes to go for top off descent. $19 minutes in total calculated for touchdown. Scotsman wants to know, Mark.
Okay.
When you feather them, is that them grabbing more air, or is it that them equalizing, like rotating at the same speed? What does auto feather mean, basically? I think that's what he's asking.
I will show it to you when we are on the ground. It will basically just change the pitch of the propeller. So the propeller is, the front of the propeller is facing the airstream. It means it will go in the lowest drag configuration it can possibly go. Because the purpose of that is that you just get the propeller out of the way, basically. Yeah. So whenever you lose power on the engine, then you have this
drag.
massive propeller still spinning, and that creates a lot of drag, and that also reduces your climb rate because you lose so much energy there, and therefore you want to change the angle of the blades so that they will face in the airstream and do as little drag as possible.
100%.
But yeah, we can show it on the ground if you want. If you go to the start feather position, that's basically the angle the plates will go to.
Cool. We are privileged to have you here, so we might as well use you while you are here, you see. So Neil, I'm going to show you this VNAV story. Okay. It's going to tell you in the message box here to getting close, and it's going to give you your scale with the little magenta marker. And when that happens, all you do is you click VNAV. Okay, and then you wait. Okay, so I'm just going to show that to you. And that comes in because you've got the DOD and things like that. You've probably never seen that, I'm guessing. If you haven't done the DOD thing. Neil says thank you. Mark. I don't know if you can read that side, so I'm just repeating it.
Not really, but because I want to see your screen as early as possible.
Yeah. No,
but if there's something, I have the stream open in the background as well. So
I'll tell you if there's something. Okay.
Yeah, now you're happily waiting for the VNAV path to appear, I guess. Huh?
Yes. Look,
it should come in about 2 minutes before you reach the top of descent.
Correct. We should be within 50 nautical miles already. So you were talking earlier, if it has the auto nav to nav function.
We are coming in on 30 miles already, so it will automatically activate it by 30 miles. But you could go to the nav page on the FMS.
Nav page. Yeah.
And then on the right, the line select key 3 is arm approach. Just press it once.
Okay.
Now it's armed, and have a look on the PFD again. And you see nothing. So that means it doesn't have this enhanced navigation package you were talking about, which the Majestic has.
Okay.
So it was actually good that you set up the courses.
Yes. So what does it mean for us now? Will it automatically switch, or will it just stay where it is? So it's not giving us info, but do you think it might be, operational in the background? Or what do you think?
No, you have to change the nav selector to the conventional nav or basic nav, as they call it, when you want to intercept the localizer. I think when you want to fly the whole transition, then maybe it's just the best to just go and heading select for a short while once you are established on the final approach course.
Okay, there you go. You see, there's your VNAV indicator now, and all you do now is you click VNAV. It tells you the VNAV is now on standby, and when that thing comes to the middle, you'll see it will follow VNAV down. See, there's your message, right? Message. Then you can just click the message button, just clear it. Yeah, there you go. This aircraft is amazing once you understand what you need to do, when you need to do it, and how the hell to do it, I promise you. I love it. There it's coming down, Scotsman. Look.
Which runway are you coming in on, Nico?
31 right, sir.
Yeah, here in the books it says that's from the manufacturer. All the feather is selected for takeoff only.
Okay.
So it could mean that the system is just designed to feather it when you're in the maximum torque rating or in the maximum power rating there.
Gotcha.
But they're not really clear, the books sometimes. Huh? It's not like the FCOM with the Boeing.
Yeah.
They just have a text without any real explanation.
Gotcha. Well, that's why we rely on guys like you, the real guys, because you've got the experience, and you rely on your captain or the training captain or whatever, because they've got the experience. So how it goes. Book knowledge and practical experience sometimes do different things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's, for example, there's one thing I always wonder about. That is when you reduce the torque for takeoff. Yeah, with the reduced takeoff function. Yeah. I don't know how it's modeled here in the FlyJsim, but initially the NTOP, which is the standard takeoff rating, normal takeoff power, that's 90%. And for every push of the decrease button in reduced takeoff panel there, you would, in the books it says it reduces by 2%. But on the real airplane, you have so the first stage is 90%, then you go down to 88, and then 87, 85, and the lowest one is 81%. The lowest takeoff rating we can use, 81%, and then it starts again with 90.
Wow.
So if it goes down by 2%, why do I end up with 81 then? Huh? And nobody can really explain it to you.
Yeah. Good morning, Carl. All good, sir. How are you?
Here in our book it says if an engine fails during the go-around, the propeller will not auto-feather. It's because the function is not selected.
Okay.
Immediately after the go-around, when established in the climb, perform the engine failure memory actions to feather the propeller and fly the one engine operative go-around profile. So they want us to immediately get rid of the additional drag.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Right, okay. The filled in triangle, that is approach speed and that's your VREF. Am I reading it right?
Not really.
Okay,
it gets a bit complicated here with the airplane. If you have a look at the overhead panel.
Yeah.
You're in the left panel. There you have the ice protection panel.
Yeah.
And there is a knob, it's called ref speeds increase.
Okay.
This one, the only thing it does is it creates an additional buffer on the low speed queue. That means the red tape coming in from below, so your low speed protection, because it doesn't really know if the wings or the airframe has accumulated ice or not. So you have to tell the airplane basically with this switch.
Okay.
And whenever you perform an approach in icing conditions, then this switch, obviously with the airframe or with the ice protection, is set to increase and on. And then you would need to fly higher speeds, because otherwise you would be in the low speed queue already. Yeah, you would have the stick shaker all the time. And of course, if the wing would have accumulated some ice, then it could be that you're also close to the stall then. Huh?
Yeah.
So the white or the blue triangle here, which is solid, that's the ref speed with icing conditions. We also call it VREF ice.
Okay.
And the triangle, with the transparent inside, that's the normal ref speed.
Okay.
And typically you add at least 5 knots to it. We also have it in the books that it's more favorable to add 10 knots to it before landing, because then it makes the flare a bit more easy and makes for nicer touchdown. So, but you don't need to do it with if you're flying the icing speeds. Then you would also cut the power at around 30 feet, because you're so high on speed, and it will take a while until the speed is depleted. So actually you have 4 landing profiles with this airplane. Flaps 15 standard, flaps 15 icing, and flaps 35 standard and flaps 35 icing.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm on flaps 15. I click my little button there to find the value, then I add my 10 knots that you said, and now I'm happy. Promise you I'm happy.
You just keep the rough speeds. So what you will fly later on is not the bugs, but just value which is a bit more higher than the bugs.
Okay.
Do you know what was your landing mass at the moment?
Landing mass, I don't know. What's the quickest way of checking it?
You could go to the performance page.
Okay, where is that?
The path page.
The what page, sorry?
Performance. It's called Papa Echo Romeo Foxtrot. So the third page from the left.
No, third page. Hang on a second.
Right next to the flight plan page.
Right next. Oh, there. Perf. There. Got it.
Yes.
Sorry.
It is also quite useful. I see you don't have the ETA in there. So there's one trick you could do. Then you don't need the fuel page anymore. If you go to the fuel page one more time. Yeah, okay. And then you see ETA, UTC, and ETA local with a plus and 2 dashes on the left side. Just click on the line select key there. Just enter 0.
0.
Enter. And in the airplane, you should get the ETA value now on the performance page. I guess that's a bug.
Or it's not modeled yet.
But you see, at the moment you have your mass is 25.5 tons. It will go down, obviously. You will end with 25.424 kilos. But most probably it will be a bit higher than that, because it always uses the actual fuel flow. And of course, during the descent, you won't have a high fuel flow. So 25.5 is a sensible mass at the moment. I will look up the speeds for that. 1 second.
I've got the Majestic. Pull back a little bit, I've got the Majestic speed tables somewhere. I don't know where, but I know I've got them because I own the aircraft. But just don't have them with me. So I'm glad
So
I
for
looked
landing,
down.
I guess the speeds are already quite accurate. For landing, we got a VREF of 120 and then of course 140. It's always 20 knots more for flaps 15. So I just keep it like that.
Okay. So where do I aim at? Like 130 now? That what you're saying?
130 is quite good.
That I aim to. I'm glad I looked down because this aircraft pitched down a little bit to catch VNAV again, and then I was almost overspeeding there.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good catch. And now you can also see the red tape from above coming in.
Yeah. See, now it's going to dip a little bit. Yeah, I can see the red tape. Now it's going to dip again. I'm on flight idle now.
Yeah, here you see also a flaw of the dash that's also in the real airplane. When it cuts the turns here, VNAV doesn't really anticipate it, and then it goes down even more. So it's not really that thought out like on the Boeing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, so we're going to turn dead onto the localizer now. So I presume we can just go to the ILS setting now because it didn't switch automatically. There's no automatic nav to nav.
Just wait until the turn is completed. We are still still a few miles to go. And then usually,
yeah.
don't worry, we will make it.
Yeah.
And then typically, whenever you switch the nav source with the autopilot on, it will automatically revert to the basic modes, which is wings, pitch hold, and roll hold. Yeah. So we want to change the mode to more to a bit more sensible one.
Yeah.
So just set up the present heading, which is 299.
Yeah, I've changed it to 297 because that's the final approach course. But there you go. There's 299 for you.
And then just push heading select.
Heading.
And of course, it will also get rid of VNAV path. So just activate vertical speed, for example, with the present rate.
I'm looking for it. Vertical speed.
Yeah, that's okay. 900. Maybe add a bit more power because it's going down on the speed a bit. And then just turn the nav source knob on both sides, so on the captain's side and on the first officer side. Perfect. And you see, you have the ILS indications already. Just push the approach. And then lock capture, glide slope capture. Nobody noticed, eh?
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, we're going to save this video, hey, Scotsman. We're going to keep it for the next time, 6 months down the line when we forgot all this again and go watch it. Anyway, gentlemen, just an announcement quickly. Zebo's released fix 6.16 of the Zebo mod. Couple of bug fixes, and he's added now backwash support for EN approaches and things like that. So once I've landed, I'll go release it, but it should be available in his Google Drive already.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so just to keep my speed down, I'm using flaps 1. When do we change? Can you talk me down, Mark?
Yeah, just reduce the torque a bit. So we have those minimum flap speeds, or the speeds where we would go to the next stage of flaps. For the minimum speed for flap 0, that means the flaps all the way in, is 180 knots when not in icing. So that would be the minimum speed we go. Thereafter we would select flaps 5. That's what you did already. And then you could go to 160 knots until the next stage, which is then flaps 15 already. So 2 presses on the flap key.
Yeah,
but with flaps 15, you would need to have the gear down already. So the next thing we'll do is drop the gear. You could do it right now if you want. And then just wait a bit until the gear is down, because otherwise you would get the horn. Now it's down 3 green, that's okay. Of course, we would activate the standby hydraulic pump and also the PTU transfer when we select the initial stage of flaps. So whenever you go to flaps 5, which is the first stage, you just push those 2 buttons in before selecting the flaps.
Right, so I'm going flaps 15 now.
And then it's already the configuration for landing. So we could fly the 130 knots. And do you want to perform a landing with max NP or reduced NP?
Reduced NP. So now what I can do is I can press my button, right?
Reduced NP, and then you see the message there on the engine display.
And we move the 2 levers forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've maxed now. Yeah. Now the bleed just needs to come off.
To min, yeah.
There you go. So bleed's now at minimum or off or whatever. We've got the reduced NP landing. So Scotsman, you press that button when you're in landing configuration, and you just move those 2 levers forward from 850 all the way forward, and then they will be available in case of an emergency. All right. And now it's to find my power setting for 130. It's about 132. Need to reboot my PC. I'm hating it this time. There's the runway in sight. Yay. Mark, I am so thrilled that you are here. Promise you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm also looking forward to the landing now. I'm also a bit excited now.
Yeah, good. Landing lights. Thank you, Neil. There's nothing like a good old bit of inspiration early on a Sunday morning, eh? Scotsman already said he's going to spend the day flying this aircraft.
So far, all looks really good. That would exactly be the speed you would be on.
Yeah.
I don't really see the torque values at the moment.
It's 22 and 20. 21,
okay, so
22.
that's a bit on the high side, I would say, but if it works out here in the simulation, then just keep it.
Yeah, keeping it.
Typically, I would start off with, at this rate, like, I don't know, 17, 18% or so, and then have a look what the airplane will do.
No, it seems my torque is too low, so I'm actually lifting
Yeah,
it.
okay.
I'm going up now to 30. As you can see, I'm busy pitching up now instead of pitching
Yeah,
down.
that would already be the landing landing pitch.
Anyway, this is the hands-on part of this aircraft. You have to manage this thing, man. You can't just expect it to work. Exactly, Scotsman. And now it's dipping the nose. Now we've got to bring the power back slightly.
Oh, but that's okay. I would say this pitch here is right what you would expect in the approach.
Yes. Oops. Yo, it's sensitive. I just touched this yoke after this disengaging the autopilot. Wow. On.
Happy landing.
Sir.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Whew. Okay, sorry I'm a little bit all over the place, but we got it down.
Yeah, and to disc, that's really good, yeah. But the pitch was all right, yeah. That's the most important thing, that you don't pull too much.
Yeah. I like this. I like this. Thank you so much. This is really nice.
And you can see with the disc, it really, really decelerates quickly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, turns you
The
into
first
a rock.
times I was using that, I thought somebody's on the brakes, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like you just use auto brake 2 or so on the Boeing.
Yeah. Oh, this is amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
There's the guys waiting for me already.
With the jets.
Ah. Right. So. Oh yeah. Hold on. Oh, and the speed brakes. And I'm really glad I did this flight. Sorry to the guys that had to wait for me. Uncle John and the boys. Anthony, have you landed already?
No, I'm behind you. Finals.
Okay.
10 miles.
Okay. It is a Scotsman. I'm really happy with the updates they've been doing in the last bit. They're really, really making this plane nice.
Yeah, it's really good that we have a nice turboprop in X-Plane now.
And in our VA, Mark, in the Skymatix VA, we've started to add routes for it, and you know, there are separate routes and there are incorporated routes in two separate portions of the VA. But anyway, you can fly it in the VA and log your flights and all those things. So I'm really happy. Okay,
that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, silly question. Would you guys ever park at the jetway parking, or is that just something you don't do with in the real world with a Dash 8?
Yeah, sometimes we do, especially on the Scandinavian airports. They always have a jetway there, but then they also have some stairs leading to the jetway. So they don't really connect the jetway, but people just go out like normal, and then they use the stairs.
Sorry, Alex. I'll go fix it shortly. Don't worry. Right, so parking brake is now set.
Before you turn off the engines,
Yes.
what we could do is just go to start feather with one of the engines. Let's say engine number 1.
Sorry, what do I do with the engine?
If you go back to the cockpit and then the condition lever number 1 to start feather.
That one.
Okay, that's number 2, but it's okay.
Sorry, man.
And
Sorry.
don't worry, yeah. And then if you go to the outside again, maybe we can spot it. Let's have a look on the normal engine first. So number 1 engine. If we can see a difference in the propellers there. Do you see something or?
No, not really.
Not really, yeah. Okay. Okay, then we just turn them off, and then maybe we will have a look once the propellers came to a stop. So what you normally would do is you would just turn them to start feather for 30 seconds.
Okay.
In the meantime, you could also already switch off the passenger signs and do your flow. And then after 30 seconds, you can go to fuel off.
I have no idea what the flow is here at this stage, so anyway, should be at about 30 seconds now. I know in the Majestic you could see the difference when you change that. But you know why I didn't understand you? I couldn't hear what you were saying. You were saying start feather or something? Could you call that? Yes,
let's have a look at the condition levers there. So
start feather. That's why
at the moment
I just
we are
couldn't
in
hear
fuel
what you
off.
said. Sorry, man.
Yeah, at the moment we are in fuel off. Then there's the start feather, which is used whenever we shut down the engine or when we start them. When you're in this position, you just have the DC generators working. The AC generators, they don't work. And then you have these 3 stages for 850, 900, and 1020 RPM.
Yes. Excellent. Okay, well, let's go look outside, see what it says now. Give me a second. I want to test something. Wait. Lights. I'm going to close this thing. See if it's that. Oh, come on. Just use this one. Okay, so if my mouse would just let go of my view, you can see by looking at the propellers, they're feathered because they're almost straight. There's no grasping onto air. See?
Exactly.
Yeah, but it doesn't change when we change our levers.
Yeah, of course. You would need the engines to be on, yeah, because it's all done with pressure, oil pressure, yeah, and of course at the moment we don't have any oil pressure.
Okay. Well, I thought it would move, but yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fair enough. But there you go, Scotsman. There's your feather. So it's basically it's straight. It's just a straight blade. There's no grabbing onto the air now when we feather. So that will reduce the drag if you have an engine failure.
Exactly, yeah. So if the engine would turn at the moment, it wouldn't really produce any thrust.
Yeah.
I think we can all relate to that if we would imagine, just driving in a car with the window open. And if you would hold your hand outside the window in the airstream, and if you would place your hand in a position like the propeller is now, so straight, then you don't feel any force, any real resistance. But if you then turn the hand a bit, you would immediately feel the air grasping on it, and then maybe the hand would go up or down however you would turn it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, I'm not big on flows after the fact, but let's have a look, see. Where's Anthony now? There he is. Thank you, gentlemen, for flying with. This was excellent. I'm going to save this flight for sure. I'm going to rename the title to something where we can see Dash 8 tutorial or something sensible.
You have it already in the Skymatix livery. That's really nice.
Yes. Anthony, turn sharp left. There's a jetway right there. I hope that there is one for you. Sorry.
I'm in Microsoft.
Okay.
So there's one here just on your right.
Yes, yeah. But I was aiming you at. I still do it. I also put my hand out the window and I play with the wind when I drive. Well, not always, but a lot. Fun. Why not? Bye-bye, Krister. There you go. Yep. Space. There you go. We did it. Anthony, question.
Yep.
How long after me did you leave? Because, I'm so much slower than you and you still arrived behind me. Or did you just take your time? What's the story there?
Well, I probably left about 10 minutes after you, but I also climbed up to 31,000.
Okay, so you bought a bit of time there. Nice. Right.
And I did a long approach as well.
Okay. Right, well, guys, if there's nothing else, I'm going to knock off. I'm going to go release the Zibo mod now so you guys can go grab it from all my servers, and then we'll chat with you guys later. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thank you for the nice flight. I didn't expect you already be in the plane here.
Rolling stone gathers no moss, I just go.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cheers, guys.
Cheers to you.
Bye.
Bye.